I'm going to run you through day number 6 of the one contract challenge. So as you can see, we had data before market opened, which caused this. Now market opened right here. You can see that's where market opened at 11 p.m. last night. And the rest of the day, we were literally just chopping until the news dropped. And the reason for this is probably because this news was coming out at 8:45. So the news dropped. And as you know, I don't really like trading the news. You can see here, if you had a position right here, the market went up. But there is very significance of why this bounced here. Okay, now if you look at the last order block at high of day is right here. Okay, so if you're watching this, you've got your order block at the high of day, you've got your order block at the low of day, and you can see market's just bouncing in between both during the night. You could have even used this one here. You would have had the same result from earlier in the night. Okay, so when you open the markets and this happens, you've also got a 5-day moving average. Now the news came out and the market shot up, bounced off the 50% line of that order block and sold off. Now I don't really like to trade the news because it can go either way. This could come down here and then shoot back up. But once the candle stabilized, we had this level already, 50.39, and the level was from here. You can see if we zoom in closer, you can see the market's bounced off here a few times. So there's liquidity here. So once we got below it, you can see that there is no change in direction. The level is holding. So the liquidity was grabbed by the bears. Now when this happened, we've got another liquidity zone below, which is from here. So once I put a short position in here and I got out right here. You can see on the screen what I made, and then we started to bounce. Now, when you enter a position like this and you're thinking that the market's going to turn, you can see here as well that the market swept the lows of this and then bounced exactly right here and formed it and started buying. We came down and we formed a higher low. So this shows bullish intent. Now, the first thing you've got to recognize here is where was the last order block on the bearish move. So the first thing you've got to do here is work out where was the last order block on this downward move. Okay? And we've got the order block right here. So there's the last order block, and then the market changes direction. Now, once the order block gets disrespected, it doesn't matter if this is going to come down. This is 100% going to go up. That is just a rule of thumb that I use, and from backtesting I've recognized that once the order block gets broken, even if it doesn't act as a breaker straight away, it normally does end up. So when the order block starts to act as a breaker, and once it gets flipped, it becomes a breaker and you want to see the market use it as resistance, I entered a position at 540.41 right here on this candle. So the main reason for me to exit the position was that we were coming up to the original order block before the news, and you can see that we got out at the right time because there was drawdown at that point. And I'm going to draw it for you right here. You can see market bounced exactly off halfway up the order block right there. But what you could have just done is if you entered a position here on this order block turning into a breaker, you could put your stop loss here. There's another order block here, put your stop loss below here. Once we have a pullback and the market starts to move, again, there's another order block. And you can see even though we had a pullback, we came and tapped the 50% of the order block and moved. Then the same thing happens when the market moves up. You move your order block here, right to here, and the market starts to go. We get another pullback, the market starts to go. And then you could have put your order block here. And your stop loss would be, too many boxes, and your stop loss would be below that order block right there. Okay? However, as I always said to everyone, and I mentioned this in yesterday's video, 2 p.m. is a time where the market is going to change direction. This sell-off happened at 2:20, and if you just waited for that and took this position or even entered here, then you would have caught a nice 20-point move. Market recovered and went this way. This is because of earnings that came out after hours, and that's why the market then went all the way up to 5126. But had you have held this throughout the whole day, this was 1, 2, 3, this was just under a 100-point move. So there really was no reason to sell apart from at 2 o'clock to avoid this, and then you could have re-entered once we got above the 5-day moving average. You can see here as well that this last order block, no, that's not the last order block, the last order block on the way down is here. Let me delete this one. And you can see the last order block on the way down gets turned into a breaker. We come down and bounce off the breaker before this move up. So the total for today was 118.75. Total for the week 78925, and we have one more day left of the trading week. Hopefully we can close on £1,000 and 50% would have been done.